Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Oh, this should be a great one. 15 seconds.
Yes, I can't wait. Airship Aces. If you notice, they're actually wearing their old team uniforms.
I almost said that, but I was afraid to. I'm like, it looks like they are wearing the old set. It's great. It is so great to see these names. Couple of names I don't recognize on Between the Lines.
Yes, they've all been around the community, but I believe
But
Sky
yeah.
and Weapons King are fairly new.
Yeah, a couple of names I don't really recognize as long timers, but no, have the teams themselves are really good. Have some incredible experience between them. Looking like everybody's stopping more early to get wood. A lot of time we see people coming right towards the end.
Yes.
A lot of shooting going on. Worst player ever, just risking it right up front. Got a few arrows swinging by.
Now I don't know what is in his inventory, but he might actually be able to be the first down.
Yeah, he is. He's right here. Yeah. The question is, can he get it? Hey, can I?
Making him.
Yeah, he's making
He
it.
made
Okay.
ladders.
Oh.
See, can he
And
he
yeah,
might
he's
make
dropped.
it.
Oh.
Oh, and he's
Wow.
the first down. Very
Wow.
surprising.
And shot down by Diamond Axe. Okay, you made it. Now what?
There you go. And
Now
I
what?
expected Diamond Axe to be
There's the other
staying
side.
back.
There's the other side. Right. And you know what? Very smart. Oh, a little bit on either side. That is actually very, very smart. So if somebody's just off, they're not going to splat. They've got a ladder on either side to help catch. Very nicely done. We are already, Diamond Axe is just booking it onto the top of the pyramid.
He's probably
quickly
stocking up
followed.
on arrows and getting himself going.
Yeah, going ahead. Panda kind of staying at the top of the pyramid. Sky dropping. Gray dropping. Tedious dropping. There's a couple of skies, so I gotta be careful how I say that. They're really being pinned back between falling deaths and being shot. They are really being kept back on the map. We've seen that strategy before. It's very, very effective. This drop is an excellent place to do that. 3-2 is a hell of an archer, and he is doing his job. Great.
It looks like Diamond Axe is starting to set up a base at the mag station. He has also pressed the mag, so that has been triggered.
Well, Diamond Axe is dropping down from above, so I'm not sure what happened with him.
Am I going crazy? I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Enar, that's who it was.
Okay, I was just gonna say, but I'm looking at him drop. Did he just die?
Because he got ahead.
Yeah, because he got there first. Worst player ever is really working at the top of the working on the ladder on the steps here at the top of the pyramid to try to help back up 3-2. Looks like Tedious is getting some supplies up at the very first area.
And 3-2 has made it up. He has put down their bed while Enar is starting to dig up the mountain, getting that all prepared for them. He also has
And Diamond Axe full iron. Diamond Axe, yeah, full iron right there. Looks very nice. This is a real common spot to see the bed. I'm not surprised at all that they pushed the mag. Some teams not bothering, but it's a lot of good supplies right off the bat. Especially if you can get in there first and you can get some control, you're okay to give the other team a little bit of stuff because you are going to dominate them later and it won't matter. That's kind of the point.
The scariest part about triggering the mag first is you're going to give the other team that fire resistance potion, which becomes huge on third.
It really, really does. But if they can get the lockdown set up, are just like, okay, I'm playing with you, creeper. Oh, and while he was dancing with the one in there, he got another one on his backside. Just said, you know what? Screw you guys. I am moving forward. Are you going to keep going past? Yeah, he is going past. As expected, just leaving second wool completely alone. Typically, the third wool is by far the first one that people want to lock down on here. Although we have seen some teams kind of simultaneously run, second and third, and then go for first. Like Enar is lighting up.
Statistically, the team that takes third usually takes enough advantage in this map that they win, but not always. So
not always. Yeah, it's kind of like the the direct fire. He who crosses the bridge first shall win. It is usually a pretty damn good sign, but not necessarily so. And it's just it has to do with a lot of different things, but getting that third one is important. That is such a lockdown.
Now, it seems like Between the Lines on the green side are just having a ton of problems making this ladder drop.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, nobody has stopped to add more ladders. It's still just those original 2, and it's a good drop. And if you start that low, it's easy to miss. Ah, there you go. You caught it. It's easy to miss. I do want to point out that Diamond Axe is all the way back at the beginning. He's now taking up the sniper point.
Yeah, Diamond Axe is probably going to stay here for a while and just give them so much trouble at this drop. And if they can really make their lives miserable back here, I don't want to say it's going to be a cakewalk for the rest of the map, but it
makes a huge difference. Meanwhile, Enar has thoroughly lit up the top of the third wall. He's in that iron. He has dropped water down, so he'll be able to get down and back up with that. And he is doing the safe bridge across between. We've seen a lot of teams this season just making the leaps.
Right.
I'm going to sprint across this gap. Nope. Enar's like, no, I'm going to play it safe. I've got all the time in the world. And he really does. There is nobody even close. Play it safe. Do what you got to do. Clear the mobs. Get the wool home.
Yeah, well,
so very nice.
With Diamond Axe's defending, they haven't even gotten past the pyramid yet.
Well, yeah, and remember early on, they had, okay, that was from a skeleton. Early on, they did have all 3, or they had 2 and 3 different members staying back there, shooting. We had 3-2 back there. We had a lot of protection. So there it is. Diamond has got all 3 set up. Ow. I'm hearing. I'm like, that is too much. I am hearing explosions. Those were cannons.
Yes,
nice. Was that 3-2? I'm betting that's 3-2.
And we also
I knew it. 3-2 is destroying their brick house. Between the lines, you are losing your supplies. This is very, very common to actually use your own house. And there it is. Red will get, as expected. Oh, they got nothing. There's not even entities. There's a couple of block entities, and those are washing over the world.
Oh, man.
They got nothing. 3-2 really being very effective. Excellent cannoneer. And, of course, Enar is getting back up the stream with that red wool. Looks like that will be no issue.
Now,
what do we have here?
Gray Sky was able to get past Diamond Axe, and he's now digging his way under the pyramid, but it does not look like he has any tools, so this is going to take him quite a while.
Yeah, it looks like a couple others are down here. Worst Player and Tedious are also down, making a push. I do want to note over by the mag, that little sort of safety nest that people often build there. Mm-hmm. We do have... hey, excuse me, Cat. Sorry, we do have Airship Aces who are... it's like Panda Battalion was setting up a whole bunch of furnaces.
Oh.
And kind of making a little bit of a spot. So it looks like they're looking at, smelting some more iron, etc. But that was definitely, like 4 furnaces just got placed. We're not messing around here. Oh, yeah, Weapons King gone.
Yeah, I mean, Dax is just holding him back. And as they move forward,
really effectively,
he gets himself a nice spot a little bit ahead of them and holds him back even more.
Really nicely done, and that is important. I suspected. Okay, Enar, who's got the third wool red, he's done. It's safe. It's out. He is actually running second. Very common, and not just this map, other maps too, that people will actually run the wool backwards towards the Victory Monument.
Right.
They actually get third wool, second wool, first wool, or we see, like I said before, simultaneously. And there you go. Enar in that leather. He's all set up to run the wools, and he's just carrying on. Looks like he is about halfway through right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much there, actually. He just needs to get past these
just has to get through these little lava curtains. He's already pretty much gone through the top half lava curtains. Yeah. Worst Player is under there just really trying to get a foothold, but like you say... Oh, no, that's Gray Sky.
Yes. So he has finished the tunnel, and Weapons King has made it over. So as you can see, Dax already moved his way up, and now he's up by the mag.
All right, Gray Sky does have a ton of sand, 1 block of iron, a couple of picks, nothing, stack and a half-ish of, they're building a little bit of a protective wall here. They do have a few things. Oh my, I'm hearing creepers. Yep. First wool being ran. There's Enar with second.
And who's running first wool right now?
I'm trying to get an idea. They're right between rooms right now. I can almost... I want to say Panda. I really want to say Panda. Yep, Panda Battalion. I'm sorry. Airship Aces is also running third. Panda Battalion, we saw him setting up those furnaces. I suspect we're going to see him in iron. Nope, he's still in leather. He just set them up and went.
Well,
dealing with creepers,
I think
lighting
at this
up.
point, they just want to get that done, and they know that they're going to be on a victory run very,
Yeah,
very soon.
really, really quick. They are using, the light up. That's my preferred method for running this wool for sure. It
Right.
always makes me nervous with somebody running it dark, but we've seen that fairly regularly in the last few matches here. But no, they're lighting it up. They're clearing it out, not messing around, running the sucker in leather. Tedious guy running up, trying to get some of the basic supplies up at the sniper nest. Really, they've been pinned down.
Yeah.
Between the lines have been so pinned down. They've been struggling for anything.
Diamond Axe, he's tough, man. It's going to be hard to get past him, especially when he has such a foothold and knows where to go. He's just a great archer.
He is. He is 3-2 coming all the way back and joining Diamond Axe. I'm curious if he's going to. All right, Diamond Axe has moved forward more towards the mag in his positioning. 3-2 is running back. He is actually tunneling under the pyramid. I suspect that he's going to start making the preparatory way back.
Yes.
You know, we got to get back to up that hill. There it is. There's yellow as expected.
So this is going to be over probably in near minutes because Enar was
Yeah.
done with orange. He had everything safe.
Yeah, orange is done. Yellow is got right now, and that's an easy one to get out. If you've lit it up as you go, it is an easy one to basically run back out. Now, I did notice that there's some extra ladders have been thrown down over here
Right.
for between the lines, which was good. Although a couple up high would have helped too. The one desperate block kind of makes me laugh. Also,
Well,
I
that's
suspect
really
they might have been
dangerous.
missing it. Yeah, it
If
is.
you
They
hit
could
that,
splat
you're
right
dead.
there. Yeah, because you could splat right there or really hurt yourself.
You know, in times like this, it makes me remember why that one team put the guide block. I don't remember what match it was before they dropped,
yes.
though.
And that was a new team but they were still experienced, and they put the ladder down and then they put the block on the ladder so it stuck out exactly lined up, and they could just walk straight off and drop down. It was beautiful. They walk into that block and then they're lined up.
Now, it looks like
That
Enar
is
right
excellent.
now is collecting blocks to make his victory run. He's probably just going to pillar right up there.
Yeah, with the sand, etc. Yeah, it definitely kind of feels like they're just gonna pillar straight up. And the other team, I don't think they really realize what's about to hit them.
No.
I think they're gonna be really surprised when it's a good game.
At this point, I think they're just trying to get a handle on what's going on or what went wrong.
Exactly.
Because right now, they don't even have their lanes lit up because they've never been there.
They have not made it. I don't know that they've actually made it to the mag.
No.
Really,
no, I don't think
Guinevere?
so. Now, Enar is making his way up.
He is just pillaring as expected.
Worst player, it was just up there. I don't know if he'd seen him or didn't realize that he had nothing on him. That he had all the wolves on him.
And you know what? Oh, the flame bows out. They are just shooting like crazy. Like, hi. Keep trying to do your thing. Keep trying to dodge us. Gray has his back to them. Oh, three of their team are all in this first area where they've been killed.
I don't think
There it
they
is.
realize
1,
it.
2, 3. 1,
There's
2,
the
3,
game.
done.
Awesome.
Very
awesome
nicely
game.
done. I cannot believe this kitty kept standing right in front of my monitor. I had to keep... So if my voice faded it out, I had to keep moving the mic to the side to reach up to drag her down for the monitor so I can see the action.
Now, I'm
Anyway,
very
you
curious
about
to see
that?
this. I'm curious to see how many kills Diamond
Yeah.
Axe wound up getting. 22 kills. That was by
Very
far
nice.
the most of anybody
Very
else.
nice. That was just fairly textbook.
Yeah.
Keep them back at first. Meanwhile, 3-2 going to third and cannoning. So you know what? If you do actually get past us for some reason, you got nothing at the other side.
Now, this might have been, and I'm sure the chat is going to let us know for sure, but this might have been the quickest match that we've had on here at 12:26. Is that correct? This season?
Ooh, that feels like it is. But you know what? I'm hesitant to guess. How many wolves have each team got? Quantum Gaming, it was a shutout. It was a 3-0.
Yes.
It was a 3-0.
Airship
It was still a
Aces.
fantastic match. Airship Aces, really, really skilled team, really experienced teams. They came in, they ran that textbook. They had excellent archers, keeping people back. They ran third, destroyed the resources at the house outside of third, came back for second. First was ran as second was being got, and it was just let's go home.
Yes.
It was done. Really, really beautiful. We can go ahead and talk to a couple folks, see how they feel about this match. And guys, again, this is one of 4 matches today. There's a lot more action going on.
Yeah. So we have 3-2 in here from Airship Aces, obviously the winning team.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi.
Good, feeling good.
Lovely cannon work. Lovely
Oh,
cannon
thank you.
work.
Well,
You know,
what
I always
about my ladder skills? Did you notice
Yes.
I'm good with ladders. I just started playing this game.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I always, whenever I see somebody, because I've seen the brick house destroyed, self-exploded so many times, you know, as people try to use that for the cannon, and part of my heart's like, ooh, are you gonna blow it up? Then I'm like, no, I know this is 3-2. I know. Oh yeah, this is gonna run smooth. Ain't gonna be no screw ups on this one. This is 3-2. And absolutely beautiful. 1-2. I mean, precision. It was destroyed. It was gone. No entities to spare. Not that it would have helped, because they never managed to get all the way down there.
Yeah.
And Tedious, you're joining us now too. Hey, baby.
Hey.
Were you guys aware that a victory run was being ran as you were trying to drop down again?
Yeah, so what happened is that we lost all 3 of our bows from the starting chest pretty much instantly. I'm pretty sure it was in the first 3 kills. And pretty much from there obviously we had no chance from the moment we won the dueling box sumo thing. But we finally got the ladder up and we started to drop, but then Diamond was just messing with us. We were all pretty much talking like the best chance that we have is to maybe get everybody a bow and just start trying to pick them off one by one, just run it down, running the gauntlet. But it was, yeah.
Now,
Well,
you said that you felt like you were... Sorry, anyoneers.
Keep going.
You said that you felt like you were kind of down to begin with. Is that just because... how long had you guys felt like that? Was it because you hadn't really get to practice on this? Is it just because of knowing your opponents when the matches got lined up? Or was it just the way everything went in the first round? Because you said from the moment sumo went wrong, we knew we were out.
Well, whenever the maps were first released, that first round, it was either going to be Blazing Sun or UE.
Mm-hmm.
We practiced Blazing Sun for way too long. Like, we never looked at UE until it was decided that we were going to be playing on UE. And then once it was decided we were going to be playing on UE, I think we got in a total of like 5 hours of practice at best.
Oh.
And we never scrimmed anyone. And even like, I think it was like 30 minutes or so before the match, we did a 1v3 against Shroomtastic, and he was wrecking us. He was wrecking me, Weapons King, and worst player ever. And
so you just sort of felt like this map, your team was just not prepared for.
No, I mean
when it came up,
we had the strategy, like we knew what we wanted to do. We just never practiced it against PvP was the problem.
And PvP was a huge factor. I mean, you guys had, in the early game, there was 3-2 shooting at you guys. You had Diamond Axe who came back and was just really, really taking names and wrecking faces. He was just keeping you guys back. You had a bit of problems on the ladder drop itself, too. To be fair, you guys kind of killed yourself a lot getting this ladder drop. And that's common with people who aren't really familiar with this map. This is the first, a very high learning curve to drop down.
Now 3-2 would is it safe to assume that everything went according to plan?
Yeah, that was basically our dry run was to send Einar to third and second, and then last night at the last minute we just decided we'd just pick I think Panda ran first.
Mm-hmm.
But until then we'd just been having Einar run the whole shebang as far as wolves go, and then I would be the utility guy, and Panda and Dax would be on PvP. So we kind of changed it up a little bit, but yeah, everything went pretty smooth except for that ladder.
Yeah.
Well, since
Foiled
Panda was
by that
running,
ladder again.
since Panda was running first, as second was gotten, that actually, ended up saving you guys a little bit of time, shaving a little bit of overall game time off. So, good decision. You certainly did not need, you weren't hurting for lack of an extra bow arm because, Diamond had it under control. Dax was good.
Dax is a hired mercenary, hired to kill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, 22 kills this match, by far the highest amount of kills than anybody else. The only thing that comes close is worst players, 22 deaths.
Yeah,
sure
and
there's a
some
correlation
of
That's
the
rough.
some of those were, of course, ladders, but yeah, there was plenty of help there. But and honestly, it was a 12-minute match,
Right.
so really, really fast match. That's a lot of deaths crammed into a 12-minute match,
Yeah.
especially when it takes a minute just to get yourself the materials you need to start that drop down. Takes a little bit to go back. So really, really nicely done. I kind of feel bad. Seriously, between the lines, there were so many times that I would look at your team and 2, 3, or even 4 of you were all being sent back. Obviously, night didn't even come into play, so there was no chance of changing your bed spawn. You were really just kind of pushed back. But you were not the only team that's happened to. We've had other teams that have just come against heavy PvP and not been able to really get a foothold anywhere. Just barely get to the mag, so don't feel bad. It is not a one-off. That is just a totally legit strategy to keep folks pinned wherever they can get pinned, and you just happen to be on the receiving end.
And it was just as much of a mental game as anything else. I mean, as Tedious was saying, they were expecting to go into this match with an uphill battle. And by having Dax stand back there and just repeatedly hold them back, it just makes things even harder.
It confirms it. Yeah, it's like right off the bat, it's like, oh, yeah, well, we're never getting anywhere on this. If you guys had got further down, I hate to tell you this, but your third wool safe area, your little brick house, was completely and utterly air conditioned and destroyed, courtesy of 3-2. So it would not have been pretty going further on either. Really, really nicely done.
Yes. And now 3-2, you guys are going to be looking at facing 9 Sneak 7U in qualifying round B. Has the team that you're playing changed up how you guys are going to look into going into round B, or are you just going to practice like normal?
Well, I think we'll have to study some live streams, see if we can find one of their games, because I'm not really familiar with the team. I'm not sure if the other guys are or not. But yeah, we definitely need to kind of jump on the round 2 maps and see how we're going to play it out.
Yes.
I love that you said that. I love you said that because we're seeing more and more and more where not only do you have teams like, and Airship bases are a great team anyway. You guys really break down your maps. You really, take some serious PvP ownership there. But we're seeing more and more people who are like, yeah, let's also look at who we're going against so that can, reflect in your strategy. Are you looking at methodical people? Are you looking at straight rushers? Now remember that can all change, per map, but it is interesting, and I really appreciate that because I think more and more teams are doing just that. Like, hey, let's go look at their match. Let's go see how they are. Let's kind of get in their heads and understand who they are too, and that's part of the competition. So absolutely go for it.
Now, I don't believe this broke anybody's brackets. I'm sorry to say, but I believe the last 4 people with the perfect brackets did have Airship aces in this match. Could be wrong about that. I'm looking at it right now. I don't see any.
I don't think anything was broken. No, I don't think anything was broken. Really, cat? Get down. Sorry, I have a cat loving my monitor and loving my microphone right now. I was like, oh, it's early. You're at the computer early. Anyway, I did want to go ahead and say a huge grats to Between the Lines and a thank you for playing. I know you guys aren't moving forward, but really, really thank you for being here. And I know you guys were kind of feeling defeated when you started, but even with that, you guys kept trying. You kept, you didn't just dink around at the top. You guys were great players. You still kept trying to go forward, trying to grab the supplies, trying to shoot, trying to defend yourself. You put up a wall when you did make some progress. You were trying to you were trying to play, and we didn't have any sense that you just kind of gave up. We definitely had a sense that you were being pinned down. Right. So thank you for playing. Thank you for showing up. We really appreciate it.
I want it to be known that I did hit Diamond Axe twice. That's all I gotta
say. You heard the ping.
You
heard the ping.
He did die twice. But that was Weapons King who killed him.
Yeah.
I get all excited when I hear the ping on a player too. I'm like, oh my goodness, I hit somebody. But yeah, that's awesome. Is there anything else that you wanted to say, Tedious Guy, for Between the Lines?
Well, all I'm gonna say, and this is gonna sound everybody put on your seatbelts because it's about to take you on a ride here.
I'm
gonna say we're young, and it sounds weird, but we're a brand new team, really. Obviously, from what I've been told, that the old Wool Runner for Between the Lines was Striker Henry or something like that. and he was like apparently like the beast of all beasts at running wolves, and they lost him due to IRL reasons, and they're like, oh hey, by the way, we'll put you on the team, but you're gonna have to be the bull runner. I'm like, okay, but you know we're still new, we didn't get much practice time in, and that was kind of our fault. But you know it's just gonna, I think it'll take us some time, but quite honestly, we really do have. I really do think we could eventually make it past round one. Um, it's gonna. I obviously I wasn't expecting it to be this time around. This was my first like RMCT type event.
Right.
Um, so I wasn't expecting us to. I wasn't expecting us to go all the way on the first try, but I definitely think that in the future RMCTs, you guys can see between the lines up there.
Awesome. And
I think
remember,
that is awesome. I really do.
yeah, and there's throwdowns that you guys could participate in. I'm sure there's going to be
Right.
smaller tournaments going on. So this is not the end for Between the Lines. And we'll see you in RMCT 6.
I love hearing that. I really do love hearing that. And you know what? It doesn't sound weird at all. A lot of times players are like, you know what? We really are better than what you may have just seen here. I mean, the very first tournament that Awkward Potions were in, you know, we were eliminated. Well, we made it to the second round, but we were eliminated very, very quickly. And we're like, oh, wow. And then, you know, we ended up being, semi-finalist in,
Right.
in the big one. So, or in RMCT too. So you don't know. You fail at a round, or you just one bad match and it's over. But you got time. I really appreciate hearing that. And of course, there's lots more. Get involved. Check out the other things in the community. I'm really glad to hear that you guys are going to just keep on going. That's fabulous. 3-2, of course. We know Airship Aces is going on. Congrats to you guys. Moving on to round B. You think you guys got some confidence? You think you're going to be a team to have to beat in this one?
Oh, I don't want to sound confident, but yeah, we're looking to go far. We're gonna try our best.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I know there are every round. I love round A because there's so much unknown, with the different mix-ups and with the new teams coming in, and I absolutely love each round more as it goes because it just gets more and more tense and more exciting as you
it
see the
does.
matchups. So looking forward to it. Can't wait to see you guys next time. Anything you want to say out there? Strats, comments, shout-outs?
I want to say thanks to the Aces for letting me join the team or inviting me to join, and GG to Between the Lines, and looking forward to round B.